Success breeds success, and failure breeds failure. Understand how you can take advantage of this knowledge in goal setting in your workplace on this episode of Work Culture IQ. One warm summer, young Johnny harbored a fervent desire for a shiny new bicycle. Living next door to him was Mr. Brown, a man with an extensive list of yard chores. Upon hearing about Johnny's wish, Mr. Brown saw an opportunity and crafted a deal. Complete 50 tasks within 3 months, and the coveted bicycle would be Johnny's. However, failure meant receiving nothing at all. Johnny threw himself into the chores with unmatched determination, accomplishing the majority in the initial month. As the finish line approached, Mr. Brown, revealing a stingy side, added extra tasks and became meticulous about the remaining few. Despite Johnny's tireless efforts, a single task remained undone on that promised day. Expressing gratitude, Mr. Brown acknowledged Johnny's hard work, but claimed the prize was not earned. Disheartened, Johnny invested considerable time, but left with nothing. Despite encouragement by Mr. Brown to try again the next summer, Johnny accused Mr. Brown of cheating, breeding animosity. The neighborhood soon echoed tales of Mr. Brown's unfairness. Don't let the goals in the workplace create animosity in the workplace, as it did between Mr. Brown and Johnny. Understand this. It is not uncommon for children of successful parents to succeed in life just like their parents. There are many reasons for this, but let me share with you one that is often overlooked and even barely recognized by those who do it naturally. This comes in the form of parents setting up a series of challenges for that child to overcome so that they can have a victory, even if it is a very small one. There is a cycle they use to instill confidence, the ability to take risks and set goals, and to grow. This cycle starts with setting a goal for a child that is within his ability, then letting that child reach that goal, then rewarding and praising that child for obtaining that goal, then looking towards the next greater and more challenging goal to reach for. The child doesn't start off flying to the moon. He starts by making a paper rocket. The third step in the cycle is the step that wires that child's brain to feel like one who has won a victory, and thus mentally builds them up to become a winner. It is this third step of praise and reward for meeting that goal that makes the child more able and willing to tackle harder goals and grow in confidence. Of course, it is not necessary for them to reach all their goals, but they need to reach enough of them for their ability to grow in confidence, and never reaching step 3 in the cycle will surely lead them to a life of failure. Oftentimes, it is not that a child is inherently talented at the start, but over time, they gain that talent, even if their initial confidence in their talent is not even warranted. The challenges may be ridiculously small at first, but it doesn't matter. It gives that child an opportunity to meet a challenge or goal and overcome it so that they can have a victory or success in life. An example of this may be having a child start a lemonade stand and have a goal of making $5 in sales by selling the lemonade for 50 cents a drink. I know I'm repeating this, but once again, this trains the child's brain to feel like a winner and to feel like winning is even possible in the first place. They can feel like they can conquer the world and do anything. This doesn't mean that they won't have their failures too along the way, but failures are not the only experience of the child. The key is to not set a goal that is ridiculous, such as $50 in sales. That can train a child's mind to feel like a loser, even if he comes up $25 short, even if he made $25 in profit. One also might put a child in a beginning dance class and set a goal for them to learn a dance routine that is relatively simple before one that is complicated. The key point to remember is feeling like a winner can help you become a winner. This doesn't mean giving a child a participation trophy, but giving them an ability to obtain a victory within their abilities, so they gain that confidence to compete on a higher level. As we age and become more mature, these basic fundamentals of our mind still remain the same as a child's, even if we don't show it or realize it. We have mentioned the cycle of victory, but there is also a cycle of defeat. A goal is set. The individual will try and reach that goal. The goal is not met, and the person is embarrassed or ashamed, or at the very least disappointed in the outcome. And that individual now feels the weight of the failure and loses confidence in himself when he tries to achieve the next goal. The longer this cycle continues, the more failure and defeat is embedded into their mind, and the more the individual shrinks in confidence. How often have you seen a homeless person on the street and thought to yourself, it would be so easy for them to improve their situation, even a little bit by doing such and such. Why don't they do it? And for many of those people, even though making small improvements in their lives would in reality be easy from your perspective, just because it is easy for you does not mean it is easy for them. Many of these people have had a history of failure after failure and have been beaten down in life to the point of not being able to even conceive of the idea of any effort on their end actually having any impact in making a change in their life. What you can see plainly as a path to success, they only see as a foggy daydream. Don't create cycles of failure in the workplace. Create cycles of success. We need to set realistic goals in the workplace that will cause employees and their teams to stretch, but that are not so far away that they are out of reach. We need to understand that our teams need to feel like what is being required of them is reasonable and attainable. We want to prepare their minds to become the winners and not losers in the workplace. And yes, proper management and goal setting plays a key role in that. Workers are human beings, and their minds and morale are powerful. We do not want to destroy their work minds, but we want to train our workers for success. Goal setting should be character building, not just some quick gimmick to squeeze a little bit of extra productivity during a period of a couple weeks or months. I understand you have things that have to get done, and I want to help you get them done, but I want to help you get them done not only in a single sprint, if you're doing sprints, but on the next one, and the next one after that, and so on. But please understand, you need to set realistic and attainable goals in order to keep the morale of your employees up. Don't create endless cycles of failure in their minds. It is damaging, and when they continue to fail and you think it is your employees, it could very well be you causing them to fail. You could be the one tearing them apart mentally and destroying their morale. A key in helping with this is that a manager should be able to gauge whether a goal is attainable or not. This is why a good manager should have some skill in the discipline they are managing, or at the very least understand where they don't understand and get help from others who do. If a manager or company continually sets goals that are never reached, the team may feel like, yeah, we're going to kill it the first time around. The second time around, they are more like, let's try and make it. The third time around, let's pretend like we actually care, but we're going to act as if there is no goal. The goal is now just background noise to them, as they are just buying their time until the next failed due date. Another key you should ask is, what is the reward for reaching the goal? When you are working towards a goal, generally it is good for there to be some dopamine hit once the goal is reached. Once a goal is reached, do something to celebrate and offer some type of reward so that the team can feel the high that comes with victory. This could be something as simple as being allowed to take off a few hours early on a Friday. Another key is understanding that changing the goal line after it has already been agreed upon and set is very destructive to the team trying to reach a goal. It makes them feel like they have been cheated and will cause them to believe that when they get close to reaching the goal, you're just going to move the goal line again, so why try? It is also important to create an atmosphere where interruptions to a team during a period where they are trying to make a goal do not occur or are accounted for in such a manner that an appropriate amount of time is set aside for them at the beginning. Interruptions can cause them to not reach their goal, leading to discouragement or even worse. The team could possibly learn to use interruptions as an excuse not to meet their goal and actually seek them out. Remember, human beings are psychological creatures, and we should never forget that fact. Understanding people is becoming a lost art and is more important now in this digital age than it was before it. Goal setting should not just be about reaching tangible goals such as reaching a number of sales by such and such date or finishing version 2 of a product by such and such date, but should also focus on building the confidence, psychology, and morale of the teams working towards that goal. We want the whole goal-reaching experience to be team and character building, and we should never reach a short-term goal at the long-term expense of the members of the team or their morale. Do goals always have to be met for a team to have good morale? No, in fact, making goals too easy and reachable could make employees lazy. Reaching goals 100% of the time could mean that goals being set are too easy. I would recommend that goals should be met at least 60% or more of the time in order for it to not beat them down, but I have chosen not to cover that side of that in this video because I think the greater problem in the modern workplace is usually setting unattainable goals. Thank you for watching, and remember, reaching goals can create psychological feedback loops of success and failure. Use this knowledge to build awesome employees and teams instead of destroying them. This channel, Work Culture IQ, is the channel that is dedicated to the study of making workplaces that work for both employees and employers. Be sure to sign up for our newsletter at workcultureiq.com/newsletter.